Hey, how's it going? Well, recently I had loads of people hitting me up on Instagram asking me about how to do a body recomposition, which makes sense because like the bulking and the cutting process is kind of traditional and it can sometimes bring a lot of conflicting information. So why shouldn't you be able to just recomp your body and have a lean and muscular physique without having to bulk or go through this cutting process and deciding like, do I have to bulk or do I have to cut? Now, before becoming an online coach for entrepreneurs, I was in the army and I had this conversation with a doctor that was constantly with the special forces. Of course, he saw that I was jacked and I had loads of muscle on my frame, which I didn't have when I started working out. I was rather quite skinny. So we had a quick chat about it and eventually he told me some kind of secret and he actually confronted me that the bulking and the cutting process is quite bullshit. Unless you want to become a bodybuilder, of course. But I don't think we are here to be a bodybuilder. So if you're looking to get a lean and a muscular physique that is just above the average and that just looks good, and so you can be functional and can be mobile whilst doing it, so you don't need to decide whether you want to go into a bulk or a cut. So the things that he told me is actually what I'm going to explain in this video, and if you stay through the end, you'll see that it's quite simple. And yeah, I have to be honest with you. Now the first step is mindset. Really, yeah, that bullshit? Yes, indeed. The way that you want to see this is that you want to change your paradigm. And when you have a different view, this will result into a different input, therefore a different output and a different outcome. The first thing that you want to get rid of is the bulking and the cutting philosophy. Now, the thing that you do want to set your mind at is the long-term process or long-term thinking. So whether you are fat or you're skinny or you're skinny fat or whatever terms they found now, these are like just the same principles. And the principles are intense workouts and high protein intake. And it's that simple, but it's hard if no one is here to hold you accountable, but it is manageable, clearly. If you want to see some client results, go on my Instagram. It's in my highlights. They're amazing. And it shows actually that a body recomposition is possible. Now let's get practical. How can you get this into your own routine? So intense workouts. The workouts have to be in progressive overload, meaning that you will tear the muscle fibers apart. And this is the most important part because when you tear your muscle fibers apart and when you go through this intense workout, your body has no other reason than to adapt. It will adapt to its circumstances. So the more you bring it into intense workout and tear those muscle fibers apart, your body will evolve. So if you're dragging it through progressive overload, it has no other reason than to grow stronger, more beautiful, more confidence, more whatever the fuck. So forget doing these endless hours of cardio because it won't get you anywhere. Even if you're fat, you don't want to focus on cardio. I can tell you something right now. I was on a prospect call with a potential client that wanted to come into my program. And whilst I was explaining to him that he needed to get muscle mass, because that muscle mass will actively start burning fat for you, like simply doing nothing will burn calories. And still, at the end of the call, he still was convinced that he wanted to do cardio first. And this is where people get stuck. This is why some people stay average. They don't get into the physique they actually want. Because they will think that if they will build a lot of muscle mass, they will become a bodybuilder, but I can assure you, you won't become a bodybuilder. So let's say that I slack off, right? I will become skinny fat. And the only thing that I then will be doing is reactivating my muscles by having hard, intense, and progressive workouts. And this will result in my body looking totally different and aesthetic, good pleasing. So remember, you are changing the inputs to get a different outcome. So what you're doing right now, it's not moving you forward. So progressive overload. That actually means that we will challenge our muscles to new weights or new repetitions, meaning that our body has no other way than to adapt. So when I do a pull-up and I can't do like 2 or 3 more repetitions, I will try to push those extra 3 repetitions so my muscle fibers just get torn apart. And the next time I do my workout, I'll be able to do those repetitions. Hopefully, if I eat well. And a good rep range, which I always say within my Instagram as well, is 8 to 12 repetitions. So don't go above 12 repetitions. You can, I mean, it's okay. But when you fail within that rep range, 8 to 12, you are in a good spot to build a lot of muscle mass. So when you push above 12, you want to get a harder exercise or you want to add weight. And if you push under 8 repetitions, you need an easier exercise or less weight. So the next principle is high protein intake. So within our nutrition, we do not want to optimize for diets or meal plans. I don't believe in it. The way I see it is that you need to eat your favorite foods, but watch out that you don't create a bad relationship with your food. Usually when you're on a meal plan or a diet, you have a less good relationship with food. And the thing that you want is long-term thinking, like I said in the beginning. So you want to optimize for your own food. Now, to have this total body recomposition, we want a high protein intake. And how we do that is by tracking what we're eating right now. Don't change anything, don't go on a diet, don't go on a meal plan. Just start tracking what you're eating right now. And like that, you know your current food, how balanced it is, how many calories you're eating, how high your protein is. So the best way to approach this is to download a calorie counting app online, and then you just start tracking the food. The only thing you need to know is the type of food as well as the serving size. So there's no need to start weighing every little thing. And after a week, you'll have enough data to know that your nutrition is fucked up. And from that moment, you want to start adding or subtracting foods to make sure that it comes out balanced at the end of the day. Now here's the secret. Now here's the secret trick. Now here is the secret trick. Now here's the secret. The trick that nobody tells you about. Go on an online calorie calculator and start to fill in the traits of the physique that you want. So you're gonna have to fill out the height, the weight, and the activity level. But don't overuse the activity level. Go ahead and put it a notch down, but you still wanna have those intense workouts, like I said. And that will give you a decent calorie range that you wanna stay in. If you're gonna be skinny, it will usually be a lot more than what you're eating right now, your maintenance calories. So the thing that you want to do is you want to live up to that and just increase it over time. If you're skinny, you won't feel hungry at the beginning. So when a guy or when a coach gives you a meal plan about chicken and rice, and then you start eating that chicken and rice, you start stuffing yourself, that's not the way to go. You have to up it gradually, because when you build a lot of muscle mass, that muscle mass will start actively burning fat, actively burning a lot of calories, and you will feel hungry. And let's say that you're fat, then you're gonna have to fill out the height, the weight that you actually desire, as well as the activity level. And then you gotta live up to that activity level though. So go ahead and put it a notch down, like I said. Choose an activity level that is lower than you think. And that is gonna give you a calorie range that you should stay in between. And if you live up to that in the long term, you will get a body recomposition. Now, if you're skinny fat, you should put your maintenance in and just live up to the maintenance or a little bit higher. But when you do a lot of intense workouts, progressive overload, you're gonna gain a lot of muscle. And like I said, that muscle mass will start burning the fat for you, and then you're gonna have a body recomposition. And don't forget, high protein intake. So guys, that's it. The secret is actually tearing down your muscle fibers as much as possible, but do make sure that you have rest days in between to make sure that your muscles recover and grow stronger. Don't optimize for cardio, but you can do cardio days on your rest days to just complement. But when you have loads of energy, you want to save that energy to do an intense workout. And like I said, you want to optimize for muscle growth, but don't worry, you're not going to look like a bodybuilder because your nutrition won't let you, as well as the steroids. You just want to have a lean and muscular physique that looks good. A high protein intake, that is the key. And eating at a calorie maintenance of the physique that you desire. And to be honest, a high protein intake will do most of its job. And that's going to stimulate a lot of muscle growth if you tear it down. So don't think that you're going to start drinking protein shakes and the muscles will appear. No. And so even whilst being in a calorie deficit, so you know, you go on a diet, you're gonna eat less than you burn. You can still grow muscle if you have an intense workout, you are in progressive overload, and you have a high protein intake to grow that muscle. Because like I said, your body will adapt to its circumstances. So I hope this video clears some things up for you and that you have some more direction and where to go and what to do with your body. So I hope that your mind is set in the right direction. And if you have any questions regarding this, you can leave it in the comments, or you can just hit me up on Instagram and I'll be able to answer that for you. But accountability and support is usually crucial when you have a business. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to get in shape and increase your overall focus and energy throughout the day, so you can focus on doing the mandatory tasks that moves the needle in your business, but you still, you know, you want to get in shape, you want to have a lean and muscular physique that works for you, then I can help you with that. We could have a quick chat about it, see if you're qualified for the program. From there, I'll be able to keep you accountable and give you everything you need with limited time. So if you want to have the physique that you desire, the confidence, discipline, and the respect that you actually deserves, go ahead and fill out a call. I will leave the scheduling link in the description down below. And for the people that stayed all the way down, I will leave the whole breakdown document in the description, so you can have the written, or I don't know, so you can have the knowledge yourself. I will leave it down below, what is on my computer right now. So that's on me. All right, see ya. Bye.